This is the emergency broadcast system. The CDC is advising that you stay in your home.
We show up.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Carbon, and today we are talking about the Call of Duty Modern Warfare update. I'm sorry for the late upload. I just had to get my hands on all of the updates to get my thoughts, and then of course I've been playing the Need for Speed launch Thursday night. It has been so much fun. If you guys are a big fan of the Need for Speed series, I highly recommend Need for Speed Heat. So we got a lot more than just a couple of new maps. Of course, you guys have probably seen those, but that is not the most important part of the update. Sure, Shoot House 66 is a lot of fun. It's a small map. It is very hectic. It definitely takes some getting used to. And of course, the farmland map on Ground War, which definitely takes some time. A lot of foliage, a lot of places to look. But of course, you expect that on Ground War. But we're here to talk about stuff besides the maps. Infinity Ward had been hinting at some changes coming with the update, including promised changes to claymores and weapon tuning the 725 and the M4, and also have some overall platform stability, fix the issues going on with the footsteps, and a whole bunch more. And this update also includes bug fixes across all platforms, including Special Ops. So one of the first things we're going to talk about is Hardpoint. It is now in rotation, one of the fan favorites across the, competitive series and for grinders alike, Hardpoint, where it's basically king of the hill and your team has to do better than the other team holding those hills. And the best part about this game mode and every other game mode in the map and everything else is it's absolutely free. Like, how amazing is that? But they also have some back-end fixes to prevent some crashes, and I've had a few of these crashes. So let me know if you guys are experiencing any crashes, whether you're on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation. I'm still kind of curious. Next, they fixed a few bugs where some streaks and field upgrades were able to be flown out of bounds without a penalty. And they also fixed a bunch of out of bounds glitches and stuff anyway. So you cheaters out there looking for glitches, they're fixing them. They're on them, baby. They also fixed a syntex audio issue. Like, let's say you were inside of a building and somebody threw a syntex on the outside of the building that you're in. It would sound the exact same volume-wise, the beep, 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 beep. It would make you think, like, your anxiety kicks in, like, oh my god, there's a nade in here, and then nothing happens. So they fixed the audio where it actually sounds like, the syntex is outside or on the other side of a wall that you're at. So in headquarters, players were able to place attack insert and respawn when their team owned the point. This has been fixed. You can no longer do that. You can no longer cheat on headquarters. Of course, you think that would be something they would have fixed in the very beginning. It's just like attack insert. Come on, there's a lot of variables, and that's definitely one of them. A huge, huge exploit was in headquarters. They added some user interface that shows when XP events are active in playlist menus, so you don't miss out on any of the double XP or any other XP events. And also, if you guys haven't freaking noticed, sprint and tactical sprint speeds are now back to speeds that we had in the beta. And I had some time to play with this, and I gotta tell you, I can't believe they ever slowed it down. I really can't. This feels so much smoother, so much quicker. It's definitely like a game-changing fix. We needed to be able to run faster, especially with such bigger maps. You need to be able to cross the street, not like a freaking snail, and then just getting absolutely ripped on the second you touch the sidewalk. They also fixed a bug where the progress of the bomb defusal can be seen by the team that planted the bomb. They also fixed a bug that revealed players to UAVs when they fired their weapons, even if they had Ghost and Silencer equipped. And I gotta tell you, if you have Ghost on, you expect not to be seen on that freaking mini-map. But, of course, you were able to be seen, and it was just now fixed yesterday. And as far as, like, UAVs, they also fixed an issue where if multiple personal radars were active on a team and are both marking the same enemy, only one player would see the enemy on their mini-map. So basically, if you and a teammate both call in a personal radar and there's somebody on the map and both your personal radars are picking up the same person, only one of you would see that person. Chances are it was the first person to be called in. That has been fixed. I'm sure you're going to be now seeing a lot more enemies on your mini-map with the personal UAVs because everybody seems to freaking have those anyway. Now let's talk about the riot shield, all right? The riot, they're everywhere. Everyone's being pissed off at them, especially in Search and Destroy. Those things can be freaking annoying unless you know how to deal with them. Well, they fixed an issue where the throwing knife and thermite weren't causing the shield to go on the player's back when thrown. Now, this is interesting to me because I thought that was supposed to happen when throwing a throwing knife. You're ducked behind your riot shield and you just throw the knife. Now, apparently that was an issue and they fixed it. You can no longer do that. They've also added a fix to the riot shield where the issue where explosive splash damage wasn't working consistently. And of course, in the future, they said they're going to be tuning the riot shield even more. So who knows what that thing is going to be like in the near future. And then claymores. Yes, claymores. I'm sure you guys have figured it out, but if not, I'm sure a lot of your guys' anger has depleted because of claymores. Because now detonating an enemy claymore with bullets is now non-lethal when at full health. And they've also better reduced the trigger and damage radius and also reduced the damage width to better match the trigger width. So you're not activating it when you're basically parallel with it, even with it, or being triggered at long distances. Either way, the only way you're going to be able to die to a claymore now is if you don't have EOD on, you're actually in front of the claymore. And it really is nice to be able to shoot a claymore and not die to it, even if you're standing right in front of it. And also remember, in the previous update, you can throw flash or stun grenades in a room and disable the claymore for 3 seconds. So claymores have had an absolutely huge nerf in the last couple of weeks. Now battle chatter. They remove the ability for enemies to hear when they've been called out by the opposing team. Thank God they fixed that, because so much anxiety when running around and hearing call outs. You think you see somebody and you don't, it was somebody else. But now they've removed it. No longer have the ability for enemies to hear when they've been called out by the opposing team. They've also adjusted those callouts so they are never from your operator. Enemy callouts now use a more restricted cone at the hip and even more restricted at ADS when calculating whether or not to trigger the callout. So they're going to continue monitoring these callouts. Personally, I mean, they help sometimes, but I kind of just ignore them. I don't know, let me guys know. I basically just ignore all the callouts. Now, as far as mounting, I'm sure some of you guys have realized this as well. Mounting no longer is making your weapon like a sniper rifle. They've increased the recoil for mounting. And honestly, I was enjoying the mounting, but it makes sense. It was way too easy to just laser beam people as far as mounting. And then they messed with the perks. So EOD now clamps damage to a non-lethal amount, assuming the player's at full health. So just like I asked for, it seemed like EOD, I was either dying or not dying to explosives. Now I'm running around with EOD. I usually am just getting hit by explosives and I'm not freaking dying unless I, previously got shot. But EOD is fixed. And of course, lighting. Lighting was a big issue that people complained about. They continued updates to the player visibility in dark windows and dark areas. So people aren't fully hidden inside of windows anymore. They're going to make them a little bit easier to see, which makes sense. The closer you are to a window, the more lights coming in that window, the more you should be illuminated. Footsteps, 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 footsteps. What a controversial topic in modern warfare. Well, they've increased the occlusion percentage to filter footstep sounds behind geometry and adjusted the footstep volume at a distance. And well, they've also had another large footstep change coming in the next update, which will make crouch and ADS movement significantly quieter, which makes sense. So if you go crouch and you move around, you shouldn't be able to be heard, and I cannot wait for that to be a thing in the future. Search and destroy is absolutely going to be changed for the better. They've also fixed a bunch of challenges and progressions and ranks, including a fix for a bug the infiltrator challenge was not tracking properly, and fixed launchers not giving XP when shooting down kill streaks. Honestly, if you've checked out any issues with your challenges or progression and you've encountered issues, they've more than likely been fixed. It's a pretty big list, so I'm not going to go over all of them. If you still have any issues, make sure to leave some feedback. Now, as far as weapons, that is one of the biggest ones you guys are probably here for. Of course, the 725 shotgun increased to aim down sight speed and hip spread. So that means you're going to be able to aim faster, but the spread is wider. And they also reduce the damage range. So it's no longer a one-shot kill at a very long distance. And also the M4A1 assault rifle. God, love that gun. It was so amazing in the beginning, but it did get reduced damage range. Geez, apparently I can't talk today. and a recoil increase. So we got increased recoil and reduced damage at range. But I do think it was for the better. That gun was honestly just too easy to use. Now for assault rifles across the board, they increased the hit spread to reduce effectiveness up close. So it's not going to be as great as a submachine gun in a close range battle. Now the close range battles are going to be won by the SMGs, which makes sense. That's how it should be. And of course, there's less damage at long range for full auto 5.56 rifles. Now, what about the SMGs? Aren't those getting some sort of a nerf or something? Well, they did get increased movement speed, so that's a pretty big buff. So you can move faster when you're using SMGs, which has always made sense. And you got increased aim down sight move speed. Amazing. So far, it's just been buffed, but it did get a small reduction in sprint out time. So that's kind of a nerf, but not a big deal. Now, the Uzi SMG got increased damage range. The MG34 LMG got increased hit spread, damage range reduction, and a small ADS slowdown adjustment. Now, the M91 LMG got increased hit spread and small damage range reduction, and then the PKM got increased hit spread and medium damage range reduction, and then pistols increased move speed, reduced sprint out time, increased damage range. But I still think pistols are insanely hard to use. I don't know what, maybe it's just me. I can't get kills for shit with a pistol. And then crouch and prone no longer adjust recoil. So recoil is going to be the same whether you are crouch or prone. And then there's so many fixes for special ops. Like, there's honestly so many fixes. Like, there were so many issues playing special ops. So many people complained about it that they went and they just did a complete overhaul with fixes, making it pretty much easier to play now. So let me know, guys, is that shit still hard as hell or what? Like, I know that I was very demotivated after playing it a couple of hours. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this again until they fix it. And they fixed it and I still haven't played it. So let me know. Guys, please leave a like. Please leave a subscribe. Please hit that notification button so you can stay up to date on all Call of Duty news videos, and I will try to release these videos much faster in the future. Guys, leave a comment. Let me know what I did wrong. You guys always do. It's your boy Carbon. Peace.